Hey BookTube, Chelsea, the Reading Outlaw here to do my Diverseathon TBR. Hey, it's time for the second round of Diverseathon and I'm super excited. For those of you who did not participate last year, Diverseathon is a week-long reading celebration of diversity in all of its forms where there aren't really rules or challenges. It's just about reading diversely and being conscious in the books that you choose for that week. And then going forward, choosing diverse books and own voices books wherever possible. This year, it's going to run January 22nd through January 29th. So it's going to run Sunday to Sunday. That also happens to coincide with the same week that my family is going to be in Florida on vacations, which is super exciting, but means I've had to kind of tweak my TBR a little bit to try and kind of maximize the reality of my actually getting through it while on vacation. So this year, the readathon is being hosted by Joss, Monica, Christina Marie, and Simon, all of whom's channels I will link down below. That's a really exciting group of judges, so I am just very excited to participate. So without further ado, the books that I'm planning on reading, the one I will definitely be getting to no matter what is the group read, which is The Underground Railroad by Colson Whitehead. This was one of the really big books of 2016. It was an Oprah Book Club pick, and all I really know about it is that it imagines an alternate universe, alternate history kind of thing where the Underground Railroad is a real railroad. Like it has trains and tracks and like it exists in that function as opposed to being like metaphorical. That's really all I know about it. I'm really excited to get to it. I really like all the other Colson Whitehead novels that I've read. So I'll be listening to it on audio on the plane and I should be able to get through it hopefully fairly quickly between the plane to Florida and then the plane back. And then I'm also going to pick up a bunch of smaller things, some essays that have been published or kind of some collections of smaller essays. The first one is Freedom is a Constant Struggle, Ferguson, Palestine, and the Foundation of a Movement by Angela Y. Davis. This basically does what it says it is on the tin. This is a series of interviews and essays and speeches that Angela Y. Davis has given about the Black Lives Matter movement and the solidarity of the fight for racial justice between Black Lives Matter and Ferguson and the struggles that are going on in Palestine. This is an angle of the Black Lives Matter movement that I was not aware existed and that I have not seen discussed. It apparently has been widely discussed and I had just not been tuned into that part of the conversation. So I'm really excited to read this book and learn more about the corollaries and discussion going on between those two, what I would have previously thought were kind of seemingly disparate movements. So I'm just really excited to see the interplay. The next one is We Gon' Be Alright, Notes on Race and Resegregation by Jeff Chang. This is another little book that also does what it says on the tin. That's the great thing about these kind of nonfiction standalone essays. And Jeff Chang is essentially just kind of looking at race and the current practicalities of what is essentially resegregation, although we have moved on from official institutionalized segregation mandated by the federal government. That, of course, is not actually the practical reality that a lot of people exist in, and that is what Jeff Chang explores in this book. The last nonfiction book that I have is also fairly small. This actually looks at race from a different angle, and this is Hillbilly Elegy, a memoir of a family and culture in crisis by J.D. Vance. This was another one that I saw floating around a lot in 2016, and it kind of looks at poor whites, specifically in the kind of Appalachian and Virginian areas, as well as in other urbanized areas throughout the country, and kind of what the racial injustice and justice system looks like from the advantage of being very poor and very white, and how the economic and class structures works from that perspective. It's I don't know how I'm going to feel about it. I just don't know, so I'm refraining on saying anything. I'm going to listen to it on audio. And I'm really interested to see how this book makes me feel as a fellow white person speaking about racial justice. So we shall have to see. And then in terms of the fiction I'm reading, the first one is Not Your Sidekick by C.B. Lee. This is a book about superheroes that takes place in a post-apocalyptic America. Jessica Tran is a Chinese bisexual 17 or soon to be 17-year-old who is desperate to find out if she has superpowers. There have been a series of solar flares that have knocked out society and at the same time also activated basically mutant genes in people to give them superpowers. And all of these genes, if you have them, will express themselves by the time that you're 17. Jessica doesn't have any yet. Her parents do. Her older sister does. And while her younger brother is not a superhero, he is a super genius. So she's feeling a little left out and a little really wants to fit in. And she has not displayed any signs of superpowers. So she's also trying to come up with like an alternate plan for her life. What's also awesome is that this is an own voices book because C.B. Lee is also first generation Asian American and bisexual, which yay, bisexual representation. So I'm really, really excited to get to this one. It promises to be fun. It reminds me already of the Disney movie, The Incredibles, but more so than that, but on a deeper level. I'm just really excited to get to it. Superheroes aren't usually my bag, but this looks really, really interesting. Next up, we have Peril of the Sour by Octavia E. Butler. This is, of course, a science fiction classic, Octavia E. Butler being an African-American woman writing in the genre as kind of one of the seminal female authors, and I would argue one of the seminal authors, period. This one is about a post-apocalyptic world and the foundation of a new faith and a new religion, and the young African-American woman named Lauren who kind of finds herself amidst the chaos. I'm really excited to get to it. I'm a little, not ashamed that I haven't gotten to it yet because I don't feel shame like that, but I am looking forward to getting to it. It's been on my list for a really long time. And then lastly, I have Stories of Your Life by Ted Chiang. This is the collection that has the short story that the movie Arrival is based on. I got this from Caitlin over Christmas. You would have seen it in my Christmas haul, but I'm taking it with me. And this is probably the one that has the highest percentage of actually being finished because it's short stories and I'll be able to dip in and out of it as I get time on vacation. But between the shortness of the nonfiction and the kind of quick nature, I'm hoping, of most of the fiction, I'm really confident that I'll be able to get through all of the things. That is my entire TBR for Diverseathon. Please let me know down below if you're participating. Link me to your TBR list or video. I will have all of the information for Diverseathon linked in the down bar, of course. You can always come find me on social media with questions, concerns. You can leave comments down below. I'm always here to talk books with all of you lovely people. Until next time, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and have happy reading. Bye.